This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good morning, it's Monday, October 20th, 2025. INEC's continuous voter registration is still on. Use the opportunity to register to vote. On the news this morning, Free Nnamdi Kanu protesters vow to march to presidential villa despite court and police warning. Rivers State government extends flood prevention exercises in Port Harcourt as stakeholder in Odachi region demands government attention to tackle flood. FCT minister denies nursing presidential ambition in 2027. FG backs defense headquarters as it denies report of coup. And FG clarifies position on mathematics for SSCE. Details of these and more after this break. You're welcome back. I'm Ifechukwu with the news. Now, there may be a face-off today between security forces and Free Nnamdi Kanu non-protesters who insist on marching to the presidential villa despite a court order stopping them. A federal high court in Abuja on Friday barred the of IPOB. The government is on edge as the protest coincides with the 5th anniversary of the NSAS demonstrations. Kanu, who faces terrorism and treason charges, has been in custody since his extradition from Kenya in 2021. In a related story, the Nigeria police has warned protesters in Abuja to obey a court order barring demonstrations in high security zones, including the Presidential Villa, National Assembly, and Eagle Square. The warning comes ahead of a planned protest today. Monday, we're demanding the release of IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu. Police spokesperson Benjamin Hundeyi says the directive is binding and enforceable, adding that officers will arrest anyone who provokes violence or violates the order. But activist Muonyili insists there's no valid injunction, arguing that the alleged order has expired and was never served on the organizers. He says the protest will go on as planned and warned the police against using excessive force. Now, back here in Rivers State, the 3-day intensive intervention to the silt and clean drainages in parts of Rivers State has been extended by 2 days. The exercise, which started on Thursday at Eliosu by Ebolo Axis, covers parts of Port Harcourt and Obiakpo local government areas. It's organized by the Rivers State Flood Management Committee with civil society and community Queenstown in Obobunkoro by Emi Mandoni. Meanwhile, President General of the Odachi National Congress, Emini Ibe, wants the Flood Committee to visit the Odachi region and carry out similar work there. Mr. Ibe said this to honor the people are because of recent flash floods.
most of the waterways in Orashi is being blocked. The state government, the state floor committee need to swing into action to see how they come to the aid of our people by carrying out immediate action to mitigate the effect of flood, workers to clear the waterways. They need to carry out the seating of canals. So I know our people have a lot to do, but we expected that the state floor committee will do so.
Now, he also called on local government chairmen to set up their own flood committees.
We expected that the state flood committee will do so that the local government council will also emulate from the state government flood committee and or set up a flood committee in their various local government areas.
Also, Mr. Emenibe spoke more on the reason for honoring Nigeria Info FM.
In recognition of your immense contribution, our people are happy for your excellent performance over the years. All we can say to spoil you to do more is to give you this, present to you this certificate of excellence as a way of appreciating the good work you have been doing.
To other matters now, a public affairs analyst, Dr. Kennedy Allen-Wokoma, says Governor Siminalayi Fubara's comment on the Supreme Court ruling was a moment of slip. Last week, Friday, the governor said the Supreme Court empowered the president to declare a state of emergency in Rivers State. And Dr. Allen-Wokoma says Rivers people should not always expect the governor to say what pleases those he feels are holding him back.
If you look at it from things he said earlier on, where he even sought to justify the declaration of the state of emergency, and he also gave thanks and praises to the president. You know that this man is held hostage by superior forces. So at every point in time, he will want to say something that will please them. But there are moments of turbulent sleep, just like it happened yesterday, where he had to say the real thing, the reflection of his mind.
He adds that except for the counciled secretariat renovation contract, the governor has been treading cautiously since his return to office a month ago.
His resumption of office after the emergency rules, we've not gotten so much action from him. But lately, he's been trying to reassert his position as the governor. But the reason for the lull, is something that every one of us expects. Given the kind of forces he had to contend against that led to the imposition of the emergency rule. So you will expect that if he resumes office, he will be treading cautiously.
Dr. Allen-Wokoma also wants the governor to focus on people-oriented projects, noting that his legacy won't be defined by the political crisis.
The next few years, people will come out to judge his administration. Whatever apologia, whatever excuses he may want to bring up, people may not be there to look at those excuses. So we urge him to, continue to pursue the interests of the masses of the state. I'm not talking about political interest. I'm talking about developmental interest. That is by way of delivering good government, by the way of embarking on projects that will directly affect the lives of citizens and residents of Rivers.
Let's go to Obiakpo now, where the Obiakpo Local Government Committee Against Land Grabbing has launched a full-scale crackdown on illegal land takeovers in the area. Chairman of the committee, Dr. Alex Wele, in a statement assured that the team set up by the council chairman, Dr. Gift Nworo, will be firm, fair, thorough, and fearless in restoring order. Now, he warned that no one found guilty will be spared, including individuals, companies, groups, and even traditional rulers who aid land grabbing. Dr. Wele explained that the committee's work is not a witch hunt, but an effort to restore decency in land use and acquisition without bias or favor. He now also noted that the names of identified alleged land grabbers may be made public after thorough engagement, reminding residents that under the Land Use Act, all land belongs to the government and illegally acquired property can be reviewed or reversed. The committee also called on residents, security agencies, and all arms of government to join in the fight, insisting that restoring the reputation and dignity of Obiakpo is a collective responsibility. From land use issues in Obiakpo, Let's go to Eche, where we have similar problems. The people of Okreka Plantation Community, the only Okreka Ijo settlement in Eche local government area of River State, are asking Governor Siminalayi Fubara to urgently set up an inquiry into their boundary dispute with Umualia in Oyibo local government area. Youth president of the community, Tamunoemi Mark, in a statement warned that they will not fold their hands and allow what he called land grabbers take over their ancestral land. Mark claimed the Umualia family has no ownership claim over the area stretching from the old Roman Catholic Church at Nwauju Ukube down to Imo Street and beyond the Imo River Bridge. He insisted those areas belong to Okreka Plantation Community in Umuibulu and that they only share boundaries with Iriebe, Umuibulu, and Abia State. Mark also alleged that the Elechi people, who now identify as Umualia, are aware of a Supreme Court judgment which, according to him, barred them from the land since 1962. He challenged them to present any court judgment that ceded the land to them. This comes just a week after people of Umualia community in Oyibo local government area protested alleged comments by the Eche Council Chairman, Chiman Joko, claiming their community belongs to Eche. The protesters said a Supreme Court ruling had already confirmed them as the rightful owners of the disputed land. Time to talk politics. Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, has denied nursing any presidential ambition. This follows reports that some PDP leaders are urging him to contest in 2027, but in a statement, his aide, Lere Olayenka, described the claim as a lie from idle minds. Wike also declared support for President Tinubu's re-election in 2027. The Independent National Electoral Commission says it will conduct a mock accreditation in Anambra State on Saturday, October 25th, to test the upgraded BVAS ahead of the governorship election. The exercise will be held in selected polling units across the 3 senatorial districts. INEC says it wants to test BVAS response time, and result uploads on the IREV portal. Now, let's talk about the rumors of coup going on for the last 2 days. The federal government has dismissed rumors of a failed coup against President Bola Tinubu, backing the defense headquarters' denial of the report. The military had earlier refuted claims by Sahara reporters that 16 officers were detained over an alleged plot linked to the cancellation of Nigeria's Independence Day parade. Defense spokesperson Brigadier General Tukur Gusau described the report as fake and aimed at causing unnecessary tension. He explained that the parade was cancelled for administrative reasons and said the ongoing investigation involving the officers is routine. Information Minister Mohammed Idris told the Punch newspaper that the government has full confidence in the military and will continue to support its operations. Well, away from that, former Akwa Ibom State lawmaker Nse Ntwen has dismissed allegations describing Senate President Godswill Akpabio as a killer, calling them baseless and malicious. Ntwen says the claims made by Akpabio's sister-in-law, Patience Akpabio, are rooted in personal bitterness rather than fact. Now, he aligned with the greater Akpabio family's resolution reaffirming confidence in the Senate president. Ntwen urged the public to disregard the allegations and commended Akpabio's calmness in the face of the controversy. Well, still to come, Nigeria's federal government insists mathematics is a compulsory subject for SSCE. We have details of the clarification coming up shortly. Do stay with us.
When the green lowland ends,
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back. Now, the federal government says mathematics remains compulsory for students writing the senior school certification examination despite the recent review of tertiary admission policies. The Ministry of Education clarified that the new policy only affects admission criteria for certain programs and does not exempt students from registering or sitting for mathematics and English language. Now, the clarification follows public debate after the ministry announced that arts students no longer need a credit in mathematics for admission into some tertiary institutions. Ministry spokesperson Boriowo Folashade explained that the change aims to make admission more flexible and inclusive without lowering core academic standards. The ministry also stressed that mathematics and English remain essential tools for communication, reasoning, and lifelong learning. Now, Works Minister David Umahi says President Bola Tinubu is working hard to ensure the Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway is completed by December. Umahi, after inspecting the Aba section of the road, said 85% of the Aba-Umahi stretch and 60% of the Aba-Port Harcourt section have been completed. He praised the contractors for the quality of work and directed regular monitoring to prevent road failures. The minister also said the project is part of the president's push to prioritize key infrastructure nationwide. Umahi added that concrete pavements are being used to ensure the road lasts up to 100 years. Back here in Rivers State, the member representing Ikwere Emoha Federal Constituency, the House of Representatives, Boniface Emerengwa, has shared details of his legislative interventions and constituency project. This came during a courtesy visit by the Rivers East Accountability Movement. Coordinator of the group, Martins Azerindo Obara, said they will verify Emerengwa's claims